Shriram, so we did a number of division problems, right? Sometimes you can divide the number perfectly by the divisor. So suppose 12 by 3 is 4. But sometimes you have a remainder. Say 15 by 4. You get a remainder. All of them cannot, the whole number cannot be divided by 4. So let us spend some time to understand what this remainder means. It can mean different things in different situations. So I have the first problem. Shriram has 65 pencils. He wants to share it with 4 friends. How many does each of them get? And we'll see if there is a remainder. Okay, now we'll draw a small table here. Pencil per friend. Total pencils. Okay, if you give 1 to each friend, so you'll spend total of 4 pencils. Suppose you give 10 to each friend, multiplying. So you have a lot of pencils, right? You will use 40 pencils. You still have a lot. You can still distribute them. So what if you give 15? 1 into 15, 4 into 15, 60. Okay? Now if you give 15 per friend, you will have 60 pencils you will give away. You still have more. So you will have 5 more. So let's go to, now we have 16 pencils if you give per friend. You will use up 64. So how many do you have left? If you give 16 pencils per friend, you will have, come close, you will have 1 pencil left. So you can write this as, the 65 divided by 4 is 16 is the quotient and remainder is 1. So this is how we usually, most of the problem, this is how we write. Now we have the second problem. Okay, we are looking at a different same numbers, 65 and 4. Shriram has 65 biscuits. Yeah, and he wants to share it equally with 4 friends. That's a wonder because you usually don't share, but let's assume you are sharing. Okay, how much does each friend get? Now 65 cookies, we'll do the same thing as before, previously what we did. Number of cookies per friend and total cookies. Okay, biscuits, cookies, same thing. So if you give 1 to each friend, you'll give away 4 cookies. If you give 10, you'll give away 40. If you give 15 per friend, you would have given 60. If you give 16, you will give away 64. So there is 1 left. So Shriram, can you break, you can say yes or no, or maybe, can you break 1 cookie into 4 parts, 4 equal parts? Is it possible? Let's assume it's a round biscuit, round cookie. Into 4 parts, yeah. So if you break it into 4 parts, it will become 16 1 by 4. Okay, then you will be giving all the 65 cookies. So here there need not be a remainder if you are doing fractions. If we are willing to break the last biscuit, the remaining biscuit into 4 parts and give all your 4 friends, then each of them will get 16 1 by 4 and all your 65 cookies will be given away. Okay? We are looking at a third situation. Now Shriram has 65 rupees and he wants to share it equally among 4 friends. Okay? How much does each friend get? So this is exactly similar to the last one. If he gives 1 rupee to each friend, he will spend 4 rupees. If he gives 10 rupees to each friend, he will spend 40 rupees. 15 rupees, he will spend 60. 16 rupees if he gives, he will give them 64 rupees in total. And there will be 1 rupee left. How much, Sriram? If he gives 16 rupees per friend, he will have how much left? Sit properly. He will have, you will have, not he will have. You will have 1 rupee left. So can you make 1 rupee into 4.25 paisa? Can you make 1 rupee into 25 paisa? Yes. So if you break 1 rupee into 25 paisa, how many coins will you have? 4. Sure? Yeah, are you sure? Yeah, okay. So now if I give 16 rupees 25 paise per friend, I will use up all my 65 rupees. Remember how we wrote 1 by 4 when we were talking about biscuits, but here we wrote a decimal 0.25 because we don't say 1 by 4 when we talk about currency. We say 0.25, 0.50, 0.75. So this is a decimal. So when we are dividing money, we can go into decimals. Okay. So this is how the remainder gets divided among 4 friends. Okay, now we will look at one more, last one. So this is slightly different, okay? This is not about cookies or money or pencils. Shriram has 65 friends. So you probably have a birthday or some event at your house and you have called 65 friends of yours. So after your birthday, they all want to go out to a picnic, okay? But you are not going. So they decide that if they have to go out for a picnic, one car can take 4 people. So they all want to take cars to go there. It's a little bit far. So one car can take 4 people. So now we have to decide how many cars do we need. Okay. So we can do 65 by 4. But we will see what else can we do. Okay. So if we are dividing, we have 65 people and we are dividing them into 4 cars. Number of cars, number of kids. Okay. So suppose there is one car, it can take 4 kids. 10 cars can take 40 kids. 15 cars can take 60 kids. Okay. And 16 cars can take 64 kids. Yeah. 16 cars can take 64 kids, correct? But you have one friend left over. What can we do with him? He doesn't want to stay with you. He wants to go to the picnic. So what do we do, Shriram? We divided 65 by 4 and we got one remainder again. But this time it is not an object. You can't divide him. It's your friend. So how many cars will you need if you want to send all your friends to picnic? 16 cars can take 64. 16 cars can take 64 friends. One friend is left out. So you will need 17 cars. Yes, to send all of them comfortably on a picnic, you will need 17 cars. See? So we didn't isolate the remainder. We included that and we said we need 17 cars. Okay?